Welcome back. Hey, you need to go into my room. I'll go downstairs.
I don't want to.
I know, but you have to. Do you want Lincoln to get you a popsicle? Do you want a popsicle?
I will do pie.
Okay, he wants one. There's one in the top of the freezer. Entertaining toddlers, man. Or I guess I should quit calling him a toddler. Lincoln, in the one up here. He's 4. At the very top in the white package. The door. Top. There's a white package. Yeah, popsicles should keep him quiet for a little bit. So tonight should move pretty quickly. Not quite as fast as the previous one, obviously, because that was like 10 minutes. Okay, you need to take that into my room. Thank you. Popsicles for the win. So we're gonna start with a running stitch. Just trying to bring up the live here on my computer. It keeps wanting to go to the previous one. Okay. All right, so kids are entertained. Let's do this. I'm sorry it has to be on its side. I guess I could turn it. And just watch me stitch from the side. Okay. So today for the rainbow, I'm going to use 967. If you're doing the bright colors, you're going to want to go with your 606 or whatever color you have picked out. Oh, that's going to be upside down. There we go. Or something like that. I'm sorry. I'm turned around. So I'm going to go with the 967. We are going to do a running stitch along here. All 6 strands. And then we'll do some flowers. So I was saying at the beginning of the last video, but I forgot to say it yesterday, is save your scraps. So then when we use red again, if you have a long enough piece, then you can use it for your flowers and details and stuff. There's no reason to throw it away just yet. I like to keep my scraps. You should see my scrap nest. It's out of control. Okay. So we're gonna start just like we did yesterday, coming up from the back. Oh, I have a knot at the end. So make sure you get your little knot to hold your stitches. And a running stitch is, we're gonna make small stitches just like we did our back stitch. I'm gonna try and keep my stitches all pretty similar to my back stitch, but instead of coming up here and moving backwards, we're gonna just keep moving forward. Oh, that was a little crooked. Hang on. Oh, that's still a little crooked. So you could make your gaps smaller or larger depending on what you want to do. So if you want to do these longer, you can, and make a smaller space in between. I try and keep them pretty even. So I bent my needle last night doing the yellow flowers. Oh no! I have bent so many needles. But I'll bet it's because just using that same space like so many times just gets hard to pull the needle through, because that's a lot. I redid this one. Let's see my stone. I use a running stitch to close up the backs of my hoops. So we'll use this again before we're done. But it's also fun if you were doing like lettering or something, it could be fun, and do like small spaces so that the letter looks like a little bit different. Or you could go back with another color. So you could go back and go up in these same holes, but in the spaces, and put in a different color. You could do a little pattern and do a running stitch and then do like a French knot in the middle. Is that the first time you've ever bent a needle? I've just bent so many needles. Have you ever broken a needle? That's the question. That's when you know you're truly an expert, is if you've broken a needle. I've only had it happen once. Did everyone get their stuff done yesterday? Or are you behind already? It took me a little time to get these little yellow ones done yesterday. I've been out of cotton, so I haven't stitched on cotton for so long. I forget how much it pops when I put my needle through it. It's like a really tight weave. Behind, yes. That's okay. You can be behind. Today is fast. Hopefully you'll be able to catch up. Let's see, what is tomorrow? What are we doing tomorrow? I'm trying to think. Break stitch. So that will be a little bit more involved. It'll take a little longer. So if you have a chance to catch up today, if you want to be caught up, I would recommend doing it before tomorrow. Okay, so I'm gonna end there. We have a cute little dashed line. So I'm gonna flip this. I forgot to show this yesterday, but this is my preferred way to tie a knot, is I go under one of the stitches that are close by. Yesterday I just tied a knot because it's so close to the hoop. Slide it under and then just tie a little knot. Okay. So now we're gonna go and do flowers. Okay, so there is our, let me turn this back. There's our little dotted line. And then we're gonna move down here and do our little purple flowers. So let me just get this back in here. Let's see. Okay, let me get out, I forgot to get out my purple. Okay. So I'm gonna use DMC 210. If you're doing the bright colors, we got DMC 550. So this is like my favorite purple. It's like a natural purple, like just purple. No blue, no red, no pink. It's just purple. I love it. Okay. So we'll kind of use a running stitch on this, but it'll be like, just kind of. All right. Got my knot. I'm gonna start over here and I'm gonna go in the corner. Ouch! Oh man. I stabbed my finger. Hold on, I'm bleeding. I don't want to bleed on my fabric. Darn it. My needle slipped out of my finger. It stabbed me. Okay. All right. That was fun. And then I'm going to go into the middle. I did that too. I do it all the time, to be honest with you. So if you're a more experienced stitcher and you want to fill these in, you could do a satin stitch. But I'm going to leave them open because we're going to put grass and stuff all around here too. And I kind of like that zero, or what is it? Negative space. So I'm going to leave these open. But you could add, if you wanted to add like another one in the middle, like another stitch in the middle, you totally can. I'm just going to do it this way because I think it's cute. So once we get all the edges of these triangles, here's where the running stitch comes in. I'm gonna go up here. So I want to end over here so that I'm close to this one so I can pull my thread over there. So I'm just gonna connect these. So this is where I started, so there's a knot under there. So just be careful when you're going up in it that you don't grab your needle and pull that through. So I'm just gonna complete these little petals. See, that's kind of a running stitch around the edge there. And then on the day that we do French knots, we're gonna go back in and do a little French knot in the center. I was playing with it and I tried doing like some little yellow details in here and I just didn't love it. So I just left it open because I think it's kind of cute. So feel free to do your own thing. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit on this one just so it's a little bit closer. Let's see. Sometimes like things to just be really simple because I think that simple is really pretty. But I will not hold it against you if you want to do a little extra. center is getting full of thread. All right, so I want to try and end here so that I can bring my thread behind here. So I'm gonna come up right here and do my little running stitch. So you could also do this all like in one motion. You could do the sides and then the top, sides and then the top. I just thought if we're gonna do a running stitch, let's find a way to use it in our flowers. I just like to do, if you're gonna do them all three at the same time, I just like to do the two to the center first and then connect them on top. I don't know why. I think it looks more polished. Like it looks more, I don't know, something. Okay, and then I want to end here so that I can just bring it right over there. So I'm gonna come up right here. Last one. Ooh, I almost got my finger again. That needle slipped. I am loving these colors. Just that really, I don't use pastels very often, so it's just like really soft. All right, last stitch. And that's it. All of our cute little purple flowers. So we'll add some little centers, I think on Friday. They are pretty. Thanks, Lisa. It's Lisa, right? When I said that, it sounded wrong. French knots are Wednesday next week. So it'll be a little while. They will be a little unfinished, but I don't want to teach them twice. And I want you to practice on these flowers before we add them. Yes, thank you. Gosh, my mind went like blank. I want you to practice before you do them on these ones. So when we're doing, because we're just going to do like a cluster of French knots in here. And so when we do that, you can practice a lot and get your skills down before you put them, like, because we'll just do one single French knot on those. So I want you to practice before we do that. So tomorrow we will do the brick stitch on our rainbow, and then we're going to do brick stitch on these stems here without the leaves, just the stems. So that will be fun. We'll pull out some greens. We're starting to get some colors on here. It'll be fun. Okay, so let me know if you have any questions. Tomorrow will be 7 p.m. again. I have all the extra kids at my house tomorrow. Does anything between the doing anything between running stitch in the rainbow? Like, are we putting a stitch there? I'm not planning on it, but you can. So if you used pencil, there'll be a line there. So you could go in and get another color and do another running stitch in there. After we learned French knots, you could do some little French knots in between. You could, after we learn the whipped back stitch, which is the last day, you could come back and whip this. That could be fun. But no, I'm not planning on it because my lines will erase. But you totally can, especially if you drew with pencil. You can go back and fill that in with something. You can experiment, do something crazy. So, all right. I am going to let you go, and I will see you back here tomorrow at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So wherever you are, hope you have a good rest of your evening, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.